In 1619, 20-and-odd Negroes disembarked in Virginia, marking the arrival of Africans to what would become the United States. Their descendants and other black immigrants who came to the United States would later be labeled African American, an exclusive label that has perpetuated an exceptional history in comparison to the rest of the Americas. It is time to make this identity more inclusive of the larger Black American experience. This chapter seeks to complicate African American history by exploring the period of arrival of Africans and their descendants to the Americas. It provides a general overview and synthesis of Africans and their descendants' arrival to Spanish America 100 years prior to their disembarkation in what is today the United States. In doing so, this chapter provides a more comprehensive meaning to the arrival of Africans to the Americas, to the meaning of blackness and the foundations of racial slavery throughout the Americas, and to the integral roles that Africans played in the development of the Americas. As a result, the 1619 arrival of 20-and-odd Negroes can be viewed as an integral part of a well-established transatlantic slave trade that had already existed for more than 100 years. As Linda Haywood and John Thornton, historians of Atlantic Africa, have argued, Angolan captives who disembarked at Point Comfort were captured on the high seas from a Portuguese vessel making its way from Luanda, Angola, to Veracruz, Mexico, a prominent slave port during the 16th and 17th centuries. Moreover, Haywood and Thornton stress this was not a unique occurrence, but rather all colonies of northern Europeans procured their slaves in this manner. The abrupt shift in their trajectory in 1619 made these Angolan captives more than just slaves. As David Wheat has argued for the Spanish Caribbean, the captives became settlers. Africans in Virginia marked not a beginning, but a continuation of the colonization of the Americas, which first began with African disembarkation on the island of Hispaniola and which started the process of making Africans into Americans. Iberian racial slavery and the creation of blackness. In making Africans into Americans, race cannot be ignored. This section explores the development of racialized slavery within the Iberian Peninsula and Spanish America during the 15th and 16th centuries. Racial slavery on the Iberian Peninsula and Spanish America constructed the meaning of blackness based on religious differences, statutes, and policies, and, over time, African descendants themselves. Robert Schwaller, a historian of racial identities in Mexico, notes that within the Iberian Peninsula, the use of the word negro, or black, was based on three interrelated historical processes: the cultural encounter and interchange between Christians and Muslims, the rise of the Saharan and later Atlantic slave trades, and various explanations of physical and cultural traits of sub-Saharan Africans.